Sunday, everybody. Happy July. It is the first Sunday in July when you're seeing this video, and as you all know, the first Sunday of every month I do the Sewing Buzz with the SND Sewing Chat. So welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you like this video, if you like the content, definitely stick around. Make sure you thumbs up this video and don't forget to subscribe if you have not. Stay tuned for Wednesday, because as I go through the video today, you'll know I have the SND Sewing Chat at the end, but the collaboration we did, that review will be up on Wednesday. So make sure, thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you do not miss Wednesday's video. Okay, so let's jump right in. I have my notes. I don't have a ton of new patterns to go over with you this month. It was a busy month. If you all have been following along on the channel, you already know. And for those who are on the email list, you already know what else I've been working on. Everything for BHM Pattern Designers live event is coming together beautifully. So again, I'll just continue to leave the link down below, because there will be some early bird registration coming up here in a couple months, and then yeah, then it'll be open to everybody and you'll all hear all about that. But let's go ahead and jump into today's video. And I do want to say, shout out everybody, y'all came through. So I've had a chance to go back and I hearted all of the votes that I've received so far as of the day I'm recording this video. I have hearted all of the votes. If you saw my video, I think it was a couple Sundays ago maybe, or was it last Sunday? No, it was last Sunday. You saw my video that went up that talked about help me choose my closing day dress, and you guys are coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have to tell you, there are 3 that is neck and neck with the votes. All right, everybody. So if you missed that video, go back and check that out, and then leave a vote over there. But next week Sunday, I will I can't remember what video is coming up next week Sunday, but do make sure you stay tuned, because next Sunday I will let you know the pattern that I have picked, and then yeah, we will go from there. So I am so super excited about that project, and plus that'll help me determine if my husband, well, I think he wants a polo, because I told him I'll probably make him one more top, and I'm thinking it's going to be a polo, and I'll obviously do something in the same color scheme if the colors he already has doesn't work, that I just did, the 6 I just made him. But anyway, we shall see. So I am so super excited about that. Thank you, thank you, thank you again for all of your votes, and for just, you know, coming on in. And so, all right, like I said, there wasn't a ton of patterns that caught my eye, and I was trying to, you know, look out on Instagram. I have to say I hadn't spent a lot of time on Instagram and whatnot throughout the month of June. Just a lot going on, right? And plus I am working on 2 new pattern releases. One is a re-release, one is a new release, so that will be coming up soon. So again, yeah, make sure that you are locked and loaded, because the next 2 I'll be talking about are super good. So stay tuned for that. So let me go ahead and jump into it, because afterwards, like I said, you will have the SND Sewing Chat. For those who are new, what I typically do for the Sewing Buzz, I usually highlight all of the new pattern releases, and mainly indie patterns, but I'll highlight if somebody dropped a new sewing book, or maybe there's some particular sewing challenges I'm aware of. I'll talk about those. Maybe there's a new sewing tool I'm excited about. I'll talk about that. It could be a plethora of things, or a more condensed version like today is going over highlighting some patterns that did catch my eye that I thought you would be interested in. Remember, I do not highlight every single pattern that was released. It's just impossible for me to catch every single pattern in the world that's released in the month. And so these were all June releases. And so again, I think I just have 10 highlighted for you, and then we're going to jump into the SND Sewing Chat, which I'm excited about. I do have to apologize in advance. I forgot to changed my setting in the zoom. So I usually like my zooms for me and the individual to be on the screen at the same time. I don't like when it flips back and forth between people, but that's just my personal preference. And so I forgot to change the setting, so it's flipping back and forth in between whoever's speaking. It'll pop up on the screen, so it's all good. Anyway, so let's jump into the pattern releases. The first pattern I want to talk about is, shout out to Miss Mondi. I know a lot of you follow her here over on YouTube, but on Instagram, you know she had dropped her latest pattern, and it is called the Lalato jumpsuit, and I think this is so cute. I am going to pick it up as of the recording of this video. It just released a day before, 2 days before, I can't remember, but I do want it because I think it's super cute. And she has been, you know, teasing photos and everything over on Instagram. And I do like that it has the, well, a couple of features. It has the front and back V neckline, but it also has a zipper in the front and the elastic waist. Plus it comes with pockets. And it looks to be like it's easy to get in and out of. Now, y'all know me and jumpsuits. I've only made one that I absolutely love. Absolutely love, and it is the Karamaya by Karamaya Maui Patterns. I'll actually be talking about a couple of her pattern releases later in this video, but the Caladium jumpsuit, absolutely love it. Wore it quite a bit. It's, you know, since that one I sold in my shop my closet, but I do want to try this one just because of the features in it. I was like, I think I would like it. And so, yeah, I'm eventually going to pick that one up, but I thought that was super cute. And of course, for all of the patterns I'm talking about today, there will be a link in the description box, so make sure you click on that down below. There will be 2 affiliate links, but all the rest are just links, direct links, just so you are aware. The next pattern is by Designer Stitch, is the pita top and dress pattern. This is for wovens. I did like this because I thought that the different sleeve variations were really nice. It has a petal cross sleeve, a pleated gathered sleeve, and then a pleated long sleeve. And again, this can be made into a top or a dress. And I thought if you go out, obviously for all of the patterns, go out there and see what the different versions are that have been made up. I thought this was a really cute option, so you have a dress or a top with this particular pattern. Now, I hadn't seen, the next one is by Wardrobe by Me. I hadn't noticed in a while Wardrobe by Me dropping very many patterns. You all know there is a TNT from Wardrobe by Me, the cargo shorts for men that I make my husband all the time. So I do like Wardrobe by Me's instructions, but this is for jersey, and I thought this was super cute because I like the top is buttoned up in the front, and it has that A-line shaped skirt, and the front and back bodice both have darts in them. It does have inseam pockets, collar options, you do and it has the 4 different dress lengths, and so you do have some options with this, but I thought this was really cute for jersey. Now, you know, when you usually see button-ups come out for dresses like this, typically they are woven, but I thought this was really nice for a nice jersey option to come out. So I thought this was really cute, the Wardrobe by Me Marianne dress. Then we have, and you all already seen this video when this dropped, re-released. This is the Rebecca Page Patterns Posy Pants, and I made this out of linen. Did a full review, absolutely love them. The linen was from Nova.com, but absolutely love these. Everything, I did a full review. I'm not going to go into a lot of details, so if you're interested, go check out that video. I'll leave the video link down below and all of that, but absolutely love the Posy Pants. The next pattern is a release by Style Arc. It's the Elspeth woven dress, and I also thought this was a really nice dress. Now, this is made for woven, but it doesn't look overly complicated. It has the gathered front, bodice, waist, and so you all know, for me, anything that calls for like that elastic or gathering around the waist, I typically don't like a lot of gather, so I probably, if there's a pattern piece, because some patterns come with a pattern piece to tell you how long to cut the elastic, I usually don't pay attention to that. I just usually measure the elastic that's comfortable for me and how I want the end result to be. So if you're like that, definitely consider that with this. But it also has, you do the invisible zipper. I think this, I forgot what this was, if this was labeled. This might be labeled intermediate just because you have that invisible zip. But it does have a lower center back skirt split with the vent. You do have the option with the elbow length or full length sleeve with the cuff at the end. It has a, you do have the option for the fitted skirt. It says it has no actual skirt side seams. So I didn't investigate further, but I was like, oh, that's making this a little easier to put together. And it back does have back bodice, so back bodice darts. So I thought this was a really pretty dress for sure. Then of course, Itch to Stitch dropped the I believe it's pronounced Auvers top, and I'll pop up for this one the line drawing and the actual picture, because I don't think the picture gives the line drawing credence, because there's a lot of nice fun detail in that. So you know that for Itch to Stitch, she has the regular bust option and the full bust option. There is a surplus front and 2 halves crossing diagonally, which you can see more clearly in the line drawing photo, which I thought is a really nice feature. And then you also have bottom front finish is with elastic to create that blouson effect. So if you do like that kind of airy effect, depending on that fabric that you use, this could really be something definitely for a special occasion easily, I can see. And it does have the sleeveless armhole. It's finished with bias binding, has the back box yoke with the box pleat, back yoke, I'm sorry, with the box pleat. So yeah, it's designed for a lighter weight fabric, and I thought this was a really nice pattern. Very, very nice. And as you all know, Itch to Stitch instructions are really good. Now, remember earlier I talked about the Caladium jumpsuit by Kara Maui Patterns. So she released 2 patterns. It's been a while since she released the patterns. One is called the Dragon Fruit Dress. And this one is labeled for Advanced Beginner pattern. That's great for light to medium weight fabrics. And this is described as a casual fitted short empire waist dress with a gathered skirt again. And then view B has ruffles along the neckline and the armholes, which I thought was really cute for this dress. But again, remember, for gathered, for me personally, I'm always, you know, usually eliminating that whole gather piece. I'm sorry, not eliminating it, but not using if there's a pattern piece to measure the elastic, I'll just measure it myself. Then her second pattern she dropped was the Gardenia chemise top. Which is a billowy top with a gathered neckline, drop shoulders, gathered sleeves, and the elastic waistband. I thought this was so cute. And then you also have the dress option. I thought this was so pretty. Her instructions, I will say, are really easy to follow. I do remember that from doing the Caladium jumpsuit, but I thought both the Dragon Fruit dress and the Gardenia chemise dress very pretty. I like the billowy look for both the top and the dress. So yeah, I thought this was a really nice pattern. And then we have the Jennifer Lauren Handmade Kinfolk dress. Now this is more of a bohemian style. If this is your style, more of a bohemian 40 style dress. It's described as part caftan, part wrap style dress. And it says it's easy to slip over the head, wrap front waist ties around to the back to cinch in the silhouette. So yeah, I thought this was a pretty, it looked to be relatively easy dress to put together, but the fact that you slip it over your head, how easy is that? How easy is that? So I thought I would share that one with you as well. Speaking of easy, so Over It released, and I'm sure you all follow So Over here on YouTube, you saw the video, her easy summer dress, the Una dress, a very easy summer dress pattern. It says absolutely beginner friendly, which you can tell. But what I love also about this is slips right on over your head. It has wide straps to cover up your bra, which I thought was really nice. And then it also comes with the option to add some shaping. You can choose between a wide elastic inserted into the waist through the channel on the inside of the dress. So I thought this was so super cute. Anything that you just slip over your head, especially in this heat wave we all experience, at least here in the United States, something like this, easy to make, and you just slip it over your head, right up our alley, right? Then the final pattern I want to share with you today is Sew House 7, the Sauvy dress. This, when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, all of the options. Look at all of the options. I'm just going to pop up the picture where you see the different variations, but of course the link will be down below, and check out their Instagram feed. I really liked a lot of the options that you have with this. As a matter of fact, this one in particular, what did I want to highlight with this one? This one, you can do everything from like a t-shirt version, pinafore version, a swimsuit cover up, it says, casual summer dress, to an elegant evening gown. I just thought that this was so nice and gives you so many possibilities. And so I don't think I've ever sewn a pattern from 7 House. No, I don't think I have. 7 House 7 pattern. I don't think I have. But this one, I was like, all of the options, all of the variations, you can truly play around with this pattern. So I thought that was a real good one. So go check them out. Again, I will leave all of the links down in the description box for you to check out today. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this SND Sewing Chat. I surely did. Love chatting with Miss Rochelle. Y'all will not believe all this that she has going on, but if you've already followed her here on YouTube, if you don't, I will leave a link to everything, her Facebook groups, everything down in the description box. Definitely give her a follow, especially for those who are always looking for sew-alongs. Definitely go check out Rochelle.Handmade.Designs channel and enjoy the SND Sewing Chat, and stay tuned for Wednesday's full review of our collaboration. Bye. All right, everybody, welcome to the S&D Sewing Chat. I have the lovely Rochelle.Handmade.Designs. I love that background, Rochelle. That is absolutely beautiful. And so, everybody, I want to introduce you to Rochelle. Rochelle, please tell us where you are, and we see it in your background, but tell us everywhere we can find you on social media.
You can find me everywhere. You can find me on, I have 4 Facebook groups. That I will send that to you as well, Natita. You can find me on YouTube at Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, Instagram, same name, same handle, Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and then Facebook page, my business Facebook page is Rochelle.Handmade.Designs.
All right. Yes, I want to hear about the 4 Facebook groups. Okay, I've seen, maybe I don't catch the videos where you're talking about these groups, but I've watched quite a few of your videos, and I have never heard you mention anything about Facebook groups. So I am really curious to hear. Obviously, there were videos I did not catch where you talked. So that's just obvious right there, right?
Definitely. So I do have 4. I have 4. I have a business wardrobe series 1 where it's all about nothing but business wardrobe, because when I had one Facebook group, everyone's like, well, could you do more business wardrobe? Because we know you work in the office and all that good stuff. So I created a business wardrobe 1. I created a seasonal wardrobe 1 where it's all about, you know, during the season, also something that's the spring, summer, fall, and winter time, just to change it up. And we're just using one pattern and sew a whole wardrobe there. And then we have the We Sew. The We Sew is basically all sew along base, where I just do sew alongs for everything that I sew for the We Sew. It's kind of like the Sew What series that you've been seeing.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Let me write this down because I have a question. I got questions already, Rochelle.
Okay, not a problem.
Because you got, let me move. I have a fan, everybody over here, because Rochelle and I were just talking about this heat. Rochelle, you are in, where are you at? again?
Orlando, Florida.
Oh, okay. You're in Orlando, and everybody knows I'm over here. Sorry, everybody. We're going to start first off because I want to segue into the these Facebook groups. But first, now everybody knows where they can find you and all of that good stuff. I know you're going to send me links and everything, but now I really want to know your history in sewing. So how long have you been sewing?
I've been sewing a total of 13 years.
Wow. That's it. That's a long time.
It is. And everyone's like, how can you be sewing 13 years and you look really, really young to be 13 years? So I started sewing when I became pregnant with my daughter. She's 12, but how I started was simply because I was looking for something to wear to cover a 7-month baby. And it was a Christmas party and I was looking for something to wear and I didn't want to go to the maternity store. So I was looking up jumpsuits and I came across Mimi G's jumpsuit. And that's how it began, even though the fit was off, but that's how it began.
And you wanted to wear a jumpsuit. Was this one of her independent patterns she created, or was it her pattern, like the simplicity?
No, Mimi was not out with patterns yet. She did a McCall pattern. McCall 6083 was the actual pattern. I went out, got the pattern and everything, cut my size and ready to sew, and it just did not fit. So I had to go to the maternity store by then.
And your ready to wear size, you thought the size you wore in the store was the size you cut. Yes. We learned that
very quick.
It takes us a while. And you know what? Do you find that even though you went through that was 13 years ago, it still took some years for the light bulb to click about sizing?
Correct.
And about measurements and about, this is going across this part of my body and this is hitting this. So even though that was 13 years ago, that you were like, wait a minute, why isn't this fitting, to where you are now, you're doing sew-alongs. Now you understand more like, this is a whole evolution of a process.
Correct. But on top of that, I do have 3 aunts who were seamstress and they had, own shops and everything. But during that time, I was not interested in sewing. They would, come on, Rochelle, you can help us do this. Help me hem these curtains, all of that stuff. I'm like, no. I'm not interested in that. But I did have to reach out to an aunt during that time and say, hey, aunt, I'm not sure. What do I go from here? And that's when I learned you cannot cut your ready to wear size.
Did she end up taking you in and say, okay, if you want to learn this thing? No. What'd she say? You got to.
She was past. So at that time, she was way past the whole sewing. At that time, because she was sewing when I was roughly about 10, 11 years old. So by that time, she's already 10 years past sewing time when she had her shop and business and everything. So at that time, it was kind of like, you talk sewing to her, it's like, no. But anytime I post something, she's click, how much you want to sell it for? How much you want to sell it for? Any and everything I sell. It's like, what's the price tag? And I'm like, I'm not selling anything I sew.
Right. Oh, that is awesome. So what have been your challenges, I would say, maybe from where you started to kind of where you are now, and then segue us into how the Facebook groups, what made you want to start these Facebook groups, and your business, you were talking about your business Facebook page, Facebook page.
So the challenging part about it is being consistent. You have to be consistent. You have to, I did a whole video on productivity. You have to be productive when you're running a business, when you're working, what have you, right? So what I did was, how I started was basically back in 2017. It wasn't me, because I never wanted to be in front of the camera. It was my husband pushing me to do it. So it took 3 years for me to actually want to do it. Now, I did have my Facebook groups back then in 2017, and it was about five ladies kept pushing, you should do a video. And Facebook does not allow you to do long videos for sew-alongs or anything of that stuff. So I had to find a way of getting the videos out to them to help them, but do it in a creative way.
Yeah.
So my husband kept saying, do it. I think you could do it. You know, you have the voice for it. You have the look for it. You have this. And he's been my biggest supporter all these years. So
I love it.
Super Bowl Sunday 2020, I decided to do the first video intro to who I am. And that video just went crazy. and that's how it all started. I don't know how else to say it. And it just kind of grew from there.
So what made you get into the different Facebook groups and create them? And then how did that transition you into then having the business?
Okay. So how it started was, I am a part of Sew It Academy, and in Mimi G's Sew It Academy, and in Mimi G's Sew It Academy, everyone wanted to kind of do all of Mimi G's patterns. So I remember putting a post up in Mimi G's Facebook group, her private Facebook page for Sew It Academy. And I was like, hey, is anyone interested in kind of tackling Mimi G patterns once a month? And they were like, yeah. So she wanted everyone to kind of like move from the regular room into private. And everyone just kept private chatting me and said, create a group for us. So I created a group, and that's how the We Sew started at first. And everyone started moving there and doing working hours. I was accepting people to Facebook pages, doing working hours. And it ended up being like the first month was like 500-600 members. And it just kind of grew from there. And from that point, how Rochelle.Handmade.Designs came about was in 2020, everyone kept asking me to make masks. That was the thing. And when I say, after making over 3,000 masks in a matter of 2 months, I don't want to see a mask. Right. I had to shut it down because it seems like, because I was home all the time, that's all I did. Right. I did schoolwork, my kids, and masks. So I got tired of seeing masks, and that's how it grew. And from time to time, I will put up and sew a skirt from someone else, a family member. I took orders last year and was still sewing on the side, still doing videos and everything. So I stay busy.
Right. And you said you work full time, or do you work full time outside the home, or do you work from home?
I just work from home, and people don't understand working from home. You have to have a schedule. It's harder working from home than it is when you're outside of the home, in my opinion.
Right, because you have to physically leave, and you don't have like access to everything in the house. Correct. And everything like that. Yeah, because I work from home full time too, and work has been crazy busy. So sewing usually end up having to be after work, or if I have time over lunch or something like that, then I'll do something, but it'll be regulated to the evenings still, and the weekends.
Yes.
Although I
get that all the time. Everyone always asks me, how do you get so much sewn each month? It seemed like you posted a video every day. No, it's not. A lot of people think that I batch sew. I do not batch sew. I sew one item at a time. And it's just basically, I utilize all the time that I have blocked off for sewing, 30 minutes in the morning to cut, lunchtime 30 minutes, and because I work from home, it's a lot easier to just kind of like leave out of my office where I'm at right now and go to the sewing room. I wanted that when I decided to buy a house. I wanted 2 separate rooms, one for sewing and one for office. I did not want them together like I had before, because it creates that separation, and my kids love to sit in there with me at the sewing table. So sometimes on video, you'll see me like look at them like, be quiet. When I do that look over, they know that means to be quiet. They're playing behind the camera is what's happening. It's more my daughter, not too much my son, but my daughter, she's behind the camera making faces at me, or like, don't forget this and don't forget to say that, so.
Oh, aren't they cute? Do they like for you to make them things?
So my son, he's all about button-down shirts, but he hardly ever wants to take photos. So my daughter, she's all about camera. So if I make something first, she's ready to photograph that same day. So because she's 12, I don't make a lot of things for her, but I do have a big project planned for her, and I'm just not going to tell what it is yet, but it's a whole mood and a whole collection.
Oh, that is going to be awesome. I have to be on the lookout for that. And I know she is all ready to be your little model and all
Oh
that.
yeah, she's gonna be the model for like I'm gonna hope a whole month because it's gonna be she compared over 120 something ways with what we have going on.
I love it. Oh, that's going to be so much fun to watch. So, okay, I have to ask, with all the sewing, we all have our, things about sewing. What is it? Tell me, what is it that you enjoy about the sewing process? Because you do a lot of sewing. And then what you don't enjoy about the process. So to start first with, what do you enjoy the most about the sewing process?
So for me, it's one of a kind.
Yes.
It's something that I made with my nice creative hands that, probably took me 2-3 days to do. And I like that it's original, that, that no one will pretty much have that you have. Another thing that I like is the outcome, whether it's good. Now, of course, we're going to have some of those outcomes that you just don't like.
Right.
Fitting is off or something like that. But because you create it, you tend to fall in love with that outfit. The things that I dislike, I cannot stand cutting the pattern pieces, cutting the fabric. I cannot stand. If I could literally hire somebody to do that part for me,
right,
I would just focus on the sewing. And I just don't trust my daughter enough yet to do that part for me.
Right. So with that, I know you said you don't batch sew, but do you batch cut because you don't like cutting and you rather just get a bunch of cutting out of the way so you can just go, kind of have a groove going?
That's exactly what I do. So I use, it's crazy when I say this, I use Sundays as my batch cutting for the week. So I literally cut anywhere from 2 to 3 patterns. And because, like, Natita, a lot of the series that I had going on ended. The only one that's going on right now is the summer skirt series. So, all skirts are like 5-6 pattern pieces. Yeah. So it's easy for me to block out 2 hours, do as much cutting as I possibly can. And then I stop, go do something else, and probably come back later on that night and cut another pattern. So that's how I'm able to batch cut, but I do not batch sew.
Okay. Yeah. I do like the whole, I only batch sew. I pretty much only batch sew when I'm sewing my husband something. But outside of that, I don't batch sew, but I do try, because I do find I don't care for cutting out, especially if I have to trace something and then make adjustments to the pattern too. It's like, oh, this is just a lot. But if I sometimes I'm good where 2-3 months at a time, I set, like you said, set that cadence where I'm just going to cut out a bunch of projects. And then I got stuff to sew and da. And then I'll do that good for like 2-3 months. And then I fall off and like, oh, I don't feel like batch cutting right now. And I'll just cut out the project as I go, that type thing.
Yes. Well, what happened to me with batch cutting and batch sewing is back in 2020, I had so much UFOs that I'm still working on. There's only like 5 more left, but it creates a lot of UFOs that you never get to because you didn't batch cut it. And then you decided that a new pattern came out. So you want to tackle that pattern. And then it becomes possibly too small by the time you get around to it. So I just try not to batch cut too many items like I used to.
Right. Exactly. So is there anything going on in the sewing community? I've peeked my head over on Instagram throughout the week, but June has been really, really crazy busy. I know you said it has been for you as well. Oh, yeah. But anything that's going on in the sewing community right now, or anything sewing related that you're particularly excited about, even if it's one of your series or upcoming series,
Well, right now I can say this because I am doing it. So I am participating in hashtag t-shirts for summer, which ended yesterday. So I participated in that, and I posted last week what it was. It's a jumpsuit. So I am excited about that, which I also did a sew along for. And then on top of that, I am currently working on a summer skirt series to sew 20 skirts. So I'll have 20 fresh new skirts during the summertime. And that's the only series that I'm working on right now because it's been a lot of series this year. A lot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you have to, cause I've been seeing your, catching, all your posts and everything a lot, or at least I can't say all, but a lot of your posts over on Instagram. Why 20? And I'm sure people are thinking, was there something behind you, why you wanted 20 skirts? And you may have mentioned this in your video. I have to admit, if you did a video,
I did not.
I haven't watched that one.
I did not. So last year when I did the summer skirt series, I actually did, it was something that I had at work when I was in the building. It was called 10 days of shirts, skirts, and tees, shirts, and skirts. And I noticed that I had skirts, but no more than 10, which is very unusual for me because I would always have more skirts than dresses and so forth. So when it ended, because I did it for 2 months, May and June of last year, 2021, and when it ended, everyone reached out. A lot of people reached out to me and was just like, I hate that it ended. Could you extend it? And I was just like, well, a series ends, eventually it just doesn't continuously go on and on and on. So I figured that this year, instead of 10, just do a total of 20 different skirts. So I have done now, I think it's 2, and I will end up by the end of the summer in September with 20.
Okay, I love it. And I think this is going to be a good segue because for those who have been following the SND Sewing Chat, hey, hello, July. It is officially July when you're seeing this, and we are all officially in summer. So when Rochelle and I were talking about, what she's excited about or sewing or a favorite pattern or whatever, she did choose this pattern. And Rochelle, tell us a little bit why you chose this pattern. And yeah, then we'll kind of talk a little bit about it.
Okay, so the pattern that I chose is Simplicity 9123, which is also an older pattern from, I think, 2015 that was reissued. Simplicity 1200. Now, I have both of those patterns. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have both of those patterns. So a couple of reasons why is because it was the next skirt for July in my summer skirt series. And also, it's only 2 pattern pieces. So I went with something that didn't have many pattern pieces. And you could do something really fun and quick for a circle skirt. So that's why I chose it.
Yes, and I absolutely love it. It is, and actually I'm going to write, because for those who are watching, you always know when I do a collaboration, make sure you stay tuned for Wednesday. You will see a full review of this pattern and what I'll show here in a moment, because obviously you can't see it on me right now, but I will have pictures. But it was previously, you said Simplicity 1200, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to make sure I mention that in my review too, because I forgot to write that down, even though I knew it was a different pattern initially. But I do love that. Well, I did view C. So for me, view C was 3 pattern pieces, which it was just the waistband, right? So it wasn't a lot. And I actually end up having to go to Joann's. I think you and I, when we chatted the other day. Yes,
I had to too.
You did too? Yeah. I had to go get a zipper. As many zippers as I have sitting around here. Didn't have a zipper, and the thread wasn't quite the color that I was looking for. So I just went to Joann's, and which I hate to buy thread from Joann's only because it's cheaper from Wawak. And yes. You get just more colors, and you can buy almost 2-3 spools for the price of one over there. Correct. At Joann's. It's just crazy. But I use my 50% off coupon for the thread.
Yes. I did the same thing.
It's like, okay.
For the zipper. I did.
Have you made many versions of this, or this is your?
So this is the first one that I made. I'm currently working on a second one because, like I said, it's only 2 pattern pieces. Now, I did do view D, but I did do a modification. So stay tuned for the sew along for that come Wednesday.
All right. Yes. So yes, I am so excited. So, okay. make sure I'll have a full review on my channel, but make sure, again, I'm going to leave Rochelle all of her contact information down below, and you will see her, talk about this pattern. But if you're looking for a sew along, this is actually a really good one, Rochelle, that you're doing, because it is relatively simple, but for those who might struggle with they're thinking, because they see that overlay, if they decide to do the overlay, but the circle skirt is just really, really a good pattern to just kind of jump in. If you're nervous about sewing and different things like that, I think this is a good one. So, so you have pictures, and we will pop up pictures of Rochelle's skirt on the screen, because obviously she's sitting down, you can't see it. But do you have
it on?
I have it on. Yes. Oh, okay, go ahead. If you want to model for us, go right ahead.
Oh, hold on. Let me take this blur off. I don't know why this blur is still on.
Oh, I like that. That is so cute. And where did you get that fabric from? Is that who was that?
So it's I got it from Etsy, from a shop called Dose of Fabric. I purchased 18 yards. Yeah. 18 yards of the fabric to do other things with. Now the top I made from the fabric last year. So I just went ahead and pulled out some of the fabric to make the skirt.
I love it. And like I said, you guys will be popping up pictures so you can see Rochelle in her cute skirt. I love it. So you did view D. So one thing I didn't notice about initially was that the zipper was going to be on the side instead of the back. I could have moved it, but I didn't. I was like, oh well. But full disclosure, everybody, here is my skirt. I'm going to hold it up because I don't have it on, and I'll tell you why. But this is it. Ooh. This is view. I said view C, and I did the overlay. So I have this here is let me see if I can you, yeah, you can see that. It's a lace overlay. And actually all of this fabric is from Joann's, and it was all in orchid. They had like this whole orchid color in all these different fabric types. And so I thought this was absolutely perfect. So I did the overlay. And so you all will see me in it with pictures and a full review. But one of the reasons I don't have it on is it has been hanging for a little over a day, but I think I wanted to hang just a little bit more because I thought, I don't know if you felt this way, and I can see, yes. You guys can't see.
And that's one thing I want to mention, Natita, is with this circle skirt, you have to let it hang at least 24 hours before you hem it. Now, my skirt is not hemmed, but it's been hanging for over 24 hours. Yes. And I will hem it. This is the reason why I still put it on. Just to show, but I will hem it right after we get off, and then definitely show you some more behind.
I think I'm gonna wait just one more day because I'm really curious. The lace has not moved. It's the underlay
that's moving. Yep,
that's moving. And I said, you know what, I'm just gonna give it even one more day just because. But the lace, it's not, and because I'm not going to hem this anyway, because I wanted that nice raw edge, but the underneath, I said, I think I'm gonna let it go one more day. So that is part of the reason. But ladies who understand, another part of the reason I don't have this on, because my closure, here's my zipper. I put a button on. I want to do the elastic, to close the top, because I personally don't really care for hooks and eyes.
I do not either. And you will hear that in my sew along that I'm not one who does hook and eye. So I take my zipper all the way up to the top, like I did in the sew along. However, one thing that you mentioned, Natita, was that the zipper is on the side. I completely forgot to move it to the back. So in the sew along, I talked about pockets, but I removed it after.
Okay.
You cannot add pockets if you do the side zipper.
Right.
You only have one pocket.
Exactly. And so I want to do the elastic loop, but the reason I didn't, for my ladies, you'll understand, I am completely bloated right now. And my stomach has contracted out so much. This thing don't even go around my waist. And it did. So for those who think, oh, did you cut the wrong size? No, I did not. I'm bloated. So I was like, that makes no sense for me, because I would put the elastic, it'll be too stretchy and everything. I was like, wait a couple days. And I said, this thing can just keep hanging until, until the bloating goes down. And so I know TMI, y'all, but it is what it is. When you fitting yourself, don't do it during that time of the month. Okay. Save yourself the agony and just wait.
True. And that's why I say on almost every single sew along, check your measurements before you start, because this week it could be an extra half of an inch. Next week it could be a whole full inch. So just check yourself every time you make something.
And don't feel bad, ladies. I'll be honest, for me, it could be up to 3 inches. Okay. Where there is a completely different waistline. So do not despair. Just wait. Just, do what you got to do and set her over to the side if during the process that happens. So anyway, this was a pleasure to do. And you know what? This is going to be, I don't know if you do this, but some patterns that I know that, okay, if I need something quick and I just want to go to it real quick, I kind of keep those separated for easy grab. For easy, just, okay, I need something quick. Let me just grab this real quick. And I don't have to go digging. So there are some patterns that I just leave out in a quick, okay, this is a TNT. Let me go to it.
Yeah, so I do that because I have a whole closet underneath my stairs and I have a bin. So this pattern that I'm wearing for the top is 1366, the cami pattern that I have sewn like 8 times. It stays in there, and this skirt will definitely be put in that box for a quick, easy skirt that you could do in a day and a half, really. I think the skirt took probably about 2-3 hours to do.
Yeah, I would say for this, and especially if you're going to do the overlay and everything like that with the zipper and all of that. Yeah, I would say
about 2 hours. Of course, it took me a lot longer because I was filming a sew along with it, but I believe if I wasn't doing all of that, it would have probably took me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to do.
Right. Yeah. So this was a good one, Rochelle. Thank you so much. And I'm feeling extra special because I'm part of your sewing series, kind of, sort of.
Yes. Natina is part of the sewing series. Hey.
So I get to show off my skirt I am going to add a piece to this a top because I do have that same orchid for a top, because I love this color so much. I said, you know what, I want to do a whole monochromatic. We're gonna do it. So by the time I did. Yes, by the time you guys see this on Wednesday, you will get a monochromatic of this orchid, but stay tuned for that. So Rochelle, as we close out today, I just want to say thank you for taking time out. And you guys, if one thing I can tell you for sure, Rochelle, you must love doing sew-alongs because Rochelle has a ton of them on her channel. And I know a lot of people ask me about, I have sew-alongs on my channel, and I thank you guys for the compliments on that. But Rochelle is one that I would just say, watch her channel. She's doing sew-alongs. Go watch Rochelle, because it takes time to film, and I think you do have to have some excitement about doing them, even though they do take some time. And so for me, it was part of it was just timing. I did enjoy doing them, but it was timing and everything I have going on. And so I highly recommend that you do go over there and watch Rochelle's videos. And apparently you need to be a part of her Facebook groups as well.
Thank you. Yes, well, with sew-alongs, Natina, it does take time. But one thing that I noticed is, like, a lot of people, when I was doing pattern reviews, everyone would be like, could you do a sew along for that? Could you do a sew along for that? So I'm getting back, because I did take months away from sew alongs because it does take a lot of time.
Yes.
So I'm just getting back into doing more sew alongs, basically giving everyone what they want, and that's sew along. So that's why I've been doing a lot more sew alongs instead of pattern reviews lately.
Well, that is awesome. You are definitely doing your thing, Miss Rochelle, and I love it, love it, love it. So thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate you tuning in today. Make sure that you check the description box. I'm going to have everywhere you can find Rochelle, all of her groups and everything that she have links for will be down in the description box. And make sure your notifications are turned on for both Rochelle and I's video coming up on Wednesday, where you'll just get a more detailed review of what I completed of my skirt. But Rochelle, you'll actually get the full sew along and then some tips and tricks I know that she will be sharing with you. So anything you'd like to say before we close out today, Rochelle?
No, thank you. Just turn on that notification bell so you are notified every time we upload a new video.
All right. Thank you so much, Rochelle. And thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in today. I know you enjoyed this chat. It was so much fun. Thank you. And we will see you on Wednesday. Bye.